Welcome back to the Deep Dive, everybody. Today we're looking at ancient curses.
Ooh.
Yeah, everyone loves a good curse.
Who doesn't?
And we're diving deep into this article. It's called Terrifying Ancient Curses, Fact or Fiction.
Catchy.
It is, right? And they've ranked these curses like a tier list.
Okay, so from believable to like totally out there.
Got it. We're talking Curse of the Pharaohs.
Classic.
To like La Llorona. Ever heard of that one?
Oh yeah, the weeping woman, right. Creepy.
So we're going to figure out like how much of this stuff is real and how much is, us just freaking ourselves out.
Right, because we love to do that.
We do. So this article, like I was saying, uses this tier system, right? S tier being the most believable. And then it goes down from there. Like you've got your broken tier, which is like the really out there stuff. We're going to follow that structure, starting with the C tier and B tier curses, the ones with, maybe some kind of explanation.
Right. So not totally supernatural.
Exactly. More like, that's weird, but I guess it could happen kind of stuff. So let's start with the Curse of the Pharaohs.
Had to, right? Tombs and curses. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
It really is. Okay, so you open a tomb. Specifically, let's say King Tut's tomb, right?
Everyone's heard that one.
And boom, you're cursed forever. So is there any truth to that?
Well, before we jump to vengeful mummies, there's a simpler answer. Mold.
Mold, like in the tomb.
Think about it. These ancient, sealed up places. Perfect breeding ground for some seriously nasty mold and bacteria.
Ew. Okay, that makes sense, actually. We hear about that even now with old houses, right?
Exactly. Black mold. Same idea. Those spores, man, not good to breathe in. Archaeologists, they're probably breathing in all kinds of ancient stuff when they open those tombs.
So maybe leave the tomb raiding to the professionals. And if you find a dusty old artifact in your attic, call a mold expert, not a, what do they call those, like curse breakers?
You mean besides us?
Exactly. All right, moving on. What about curses that go beyond those dusty tombs? Let's talk about the Curse of Tecumseh. This one involves U.S. presidents, so you know it's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole other level of intrigue.
So the story goes, Tecumseh, a Shawnee leader, right? He puts a curse on U.S. presidents after this big battle back in 1811. And the curse was, any president elected in a year ending in 0.
Dies in office.
Boom. And think about it. Lincoln, Garfield, McKinley, Kennedy, all gone. Spooky, right?
It is until you look at it a little closer. Ronald Reagan, elected in 1980, lived to tell the tale, even survived an assassination attempt.
Oh, right.
And George W. Bush, 2000, still kicking.
So maybe it's just coincidence. We see a pattern and we just run with it.
Our brains love patterns, even if they're not really there.
All right, moving into some A-tier curses now.
Okay, these are the ones that really get people talking, huh?
They do. And it's not always about spooky ghosts or anything. Sometimes it's about real world stuff that just seems cursed.
Right, like it's almost too weird to be a coincidence.
Exactly. Take the 27 Club, for example. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain, all gone at 27. What are the chances?
Yeah, that one stuck around for a reason. And it's easy to see why, right? These incredible musicians, all gone so young, it's gotta make you wonder.
For sure. But before we blame it on some mystical curse, maybe we should think about the rock and roll lifestyle, right?
You're telling me. The pressure, the touring, the access to, well, everything. It takes a toll. And not everyone makes it out okay.
Addiction is a real thing. And sadly, it's affected a lot of talented people in the music industry.
And it's not just the drugs and alcohol either. The mental health aspect, the pressure to constantly create and perform, that can be a curse in itself.
True. Okay, shifting gears a bit. From rock and roll tragedies to something a little more sparkly. The Hope Diamond. This thing's supposed to be cursed, right?
Oh, yeah, big time. It's like the poster child for cursed jewels. People lose their fortunes, their families, their lives, all because of this diamond.
But is it really the diamond's fault? Or is there another explanation?
Think about it. This diamond, it's been around for centuries, right? Yeah. Wars, revolutions, all that drama, and it just happened to be there.
So basically, it's seen some stuff.
More than its fair share.
Yeah.
And yeah, some of the people who owned it, they met some unfortunate ends. But was it the diamond or, yeah, bad luck, bad timing,
Right, correlation, not causation. We talked about that before.
It pops up everywhere. But hey, that doesn't mean it's not fun to speculate.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of speculation, get ready for some seriously spooky stories. We're entering S-tier territory. La Llorona, here we come.
You ready for this? Because La Llorona, the weeping woman, she's the kind of story that gets under your skin.
And stays there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so imagine this, right? You're walking by a river, it's late, and you hear a woman crying, calling for her children. You want to help, but
But something feels off.
Because it's not a regular woman, it's La Llorona. And if you get too close, let's just say it doesn't end well.
Yikes. So what's the deal with this weeping woman? Why is she such a big deal, especially in Latin American cultures?
It's more than just a ghost story, you know? It's a warning about the dangers of, like, broken promises, about protecting your family, about respecting tradition.
Oh, like a cautionary tale.
Exactly. It's a way to teach lessons, to explain tragedies, and to, you know, keep people in line.
So even if she's not real, the story serves a purpose. It makes you think.
And sometimes that's all it takes to keep a legend alive, especially one as creepy as La Llorona.
All right, from a weeping woman to, get this, a 5,000-year-old corpse.
Only in the deep dive.
Right. We're talking Ötzi the Iceman.
Huh.
You know, the guy they found frozen in the Alps. Turns out, he's got some curse rumors swirling around him, too.
You know, it's funny how even something meant to teach us about the past can get all mixed up with curses and bad luck.
It's like, we can't help ourselves.
Right, like we crave that spooky stuff.
We do. Okay, so Ötzi, he's not like a pharaoh in a tomb, right? It's just a dude who's living his life and then, boom, frozen for thousands of years.
And now he's famous.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So what's the curse? What happened?
Well, the story goes, after they found him, a bunch of people connected to the discovery, they started, well, dying.
No way. Like, how?
Under mysterious circumstances, accidents, illnesses, you name it. People started saying it was Ötzi getting his revenge.
Okay, that's creepy, but also maybe a little far-fetched.
Maybe, but then again, we are talking about a 5,000-year-old mummy, right? Anything's possible.
True. But isn't high-altitude archaeology, like, really dangerous anyway?
Incredibly dangerous. You're working in extreme conditions, ice, freezing temperatures. Accidents are bound to happen.
So less curse, more like occupational hazard.
Probably. But hey, a good curse is always a good story, right?
That's true. Okay, before we wrap this up, we got to talk about one more thing. Black cats.
Oh, come on. You're not still buying into that, are you?
Hey, I'm just saying, it's like the most classic superstition. Black cat crosses your path, you're doomed.
Doomed to have a perfectly normal day, you mean?
Maybe. But seriously, why are black cats considered bad luck?
It goes way back, like Middle Ages stuff. They
Yeah.
associated black cats with witches, evil, all that.
Ah, the witch hunts. Not exactly a great time for anyone.
Exactly. And sadly, those negative associations, they kind of stuck around.
Which is a shame, because black cats are awesome.
The best. But that's superstition for you, right? Logic goes out the window.
It really does. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah.
From tunes to weeping women to frozen corpses.
The whole spooky spectrum.
We really did. But I think the biggest takeaway is that whether these curses are real or not, they tell us a lot about ourselves.
Totally. Our fears, our beliefs, our need to explain the unexplainable.
Exactly. We like a good mystery, even if it freaks us out a little. And who knows, maybe there's still some truth out there just waiting to be discovered.
That's what keeps us coming back, right?
It sure does. So until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and maybe watch out for those black cats. You never know.